Welcome all you BraveHearts all around the world and those that are in the room tonight, okay? So what did we call this lecture tonight?
We called Independence is Not Sovereignty.
Independence is not sovereignty. Now, what did everybody celebrate yesterday in the United States? And what did you celebrate on the weekend? Canada Day, your independence. Oh, isn't that nice? You don't have any. You don't have any independence because guess what? Independence is a word saying that the government is going to do this for you. Okay? That you fought some war or something and now you've got independence. What a bunch of BS. There is no such thing as independence. There's interdependence, which means now you can depend on yourself. You don't have to depend on anybody else. And if you get to that point, I do not depend on Lori. Lori does not depend on me. Do we work together as two spirit beings? Yes. Do we fight like they'd like us to? 5,000 years ago, the church and the government came together, and you're not in this picture here. And the church and the government came together, and guess what? They said, listen, we need to come together and we need to get man against woman. Tell me they haven't done it. Tell me they haven't done it. Understand something. The whole thing, okay, that's been going on since the beginning of time. Would you really like to know what's going on? Well, there's a pyramid. And at the top of the pyramid, there are only these families that are all related, that were handed the keys to the financial world. I don't want to get into this too deep because you'll walk out. Okay? They were handed the keys to the financial world and said, you will have the keys to the financial world, but you must sign in blood that you are actually going to be the slave keepers. And that's what they are. All these families, Rockefeller didn't discover the oil. He was given it to him. Okay? All right? Bill Gates did not discover computers. He was given that. You guys, you just fall for it all. Everything that you learned in school, right from kindergarten all the way through, okay, all the way through is BS. Yeah, Columbus, he murdered the Indians. He ate the Indians, okay? No, when they said he sat down for Thanksgiving, yes. Did anybody tell you what he ate? Let me tell you something right now. I'm not going to get into it, but don't you think that dependence, the 4th of July is Dependence Day. Everything is a mockery onto us, okay? Canada Day. Are you really serious? Canada Day? Canada Day means that you should be able to walk in freedom. You should be able to what? For one thing, you should be able to keep your money, but guess what? Now there's a second carbon tax just came out. You do know that, right? You do know they're going to keep coming for you. You do know that I think outside the box and I am the only authority of me. You do know that they use fear. And fear is their weapon. And anybody that buys into unconditional love for themselves, okay, they can't touch us. They can't touch, what could they do to me? They can't do anything to me. I don't buy into their food. You do know that the grocery stores right now, okay, 2% of the food is worth eating. Oh, but meanwhile, how many people shop there? And how full is your cart? And every one of you. So you're not cart smart, okay? And then we also know that health food stores, 70% of the food is not worth eating. That's 30% of the food is. So you need to get that. Everything is a joke. There's a corner store on every corner, which is a cancer store. That's all it is. And it's where you send the kids when they're good. So you poison the kids when they're good. And it is man against woman and woman against man, and it cannot be that way anymore. We are all spirit beings. Whether I'm a man or a woman, I'm a spirit being. Lori and I came together as spirit beings. I'm not saying, sometimes I get a little bit moody only when I get too much going on. Then I just need to connect to my breath so I don't take it out on her. What if you actually came together and we all came together as a family on this planet, that we were in it for each other? Let me tell you something. The poverty consciousness creates greed. Okay? And understand something. They feed off of us. So you got to get that. We have no Dependence Day, my butt. So you know what? Okay? The reality is until you're sovereign. And that means that, guess what? You know how to master your mind. That means that the thoughts in your mind are actually yours. And how many people know that, you're not going to like this, 95 to 98% of your time is spent in the subconscious, right? Only 2 to 5% is spent in the conscious mind. And how many people know that 95% of all the beliefs you got were from 0 to 7? How many people know that 70 to 90% of those beliefs are killing you, and they were killing your parents? Your parents suffered, didn't they? And you're suffering. And you're going to keep the suffering going. And that's the bottom line. You know what? I have a great day, a great hour, a great moment all the time because I know this is an adventure. I also know that, guess what? The world goes on cycles. Does everybody know that? Just as the tide comes in, the tide goes out. Just as there's spring, there's summer, there's fall, there's winter. It seems to happen every year, but you don't get it. And guess what? Most of you are psycho. And because you follow these psychos, you don't follow the cycles. There's a big difference here. And I follow the cycles, and I actually know that, guess what? The sixth extinction is only 10 years away. And it's not extinction of all humankind. It's extinction of at least 60, maybe 50, maybe 30, minimum 30% of the population is going to knock themselves off. You go to bed with your Wi-Fi on, you shower in chlorinated water, you keep on compromising every time you sit down with your family. You compromise every time you sit down with your family, don't you? Well, they made the food, I want to be nice, so I'm going to eat it. Guess what did I tell you about nice people?
Stop being nice.
Stop being nice. Start being authentic. Start being real. If you don't tell people what you need and what you want, then you're not going to get it. So stop trying to pretend. And why do we do that? Do you know why you do that?
Because we've been conditioned to be polite.
No, because guess what? You've never learned how to fill up your own heart and have unconditional love for yourself. So you're sucking on everybody else like a nipple, hoping that you'll get it if you eat the food that's not good for you, drink the drink that's not good for you, do the habits that aren't good for you. But guess what? Maybe I'll get some love from them because human beings are emotional. They're emotional beings and they need love, but it's a self-serve job. What do you think, Alicia?
It's absolutely a self-serve job. And when you unlock that, you unlock your absolute unlimited potential for healing, for clear thinking, for being successful and abundant on all levels.
And guess what? All you have to do is one thing, everyone. Even before you open your eyes and you start to awaken, right there you set intention and you focus on, you do. The first thing you do is, thank you, God, for my breath. And then you connect to your Lionheart breath. Thank you for my slight smile that I will wear all day long as my protection. And I will leave smiles wherever I go so that, guess what? I am the light. You grumpy people, you. If the weather's off, if the traffic's there, well then if you have trouble with it, then go where the weather's great like I'm going to. I'm not going to live where the weather's crappy, but that's still not going to make me feel crappy. I just know that I deserve good weather every day. And if I don't get it every day, I am going to be the weatherman. And the weatherman is going to smile and I'll have the sunshine inside me. The other thing is guess what? I'm not going to pay taxes. And I can do it legally. I've already told you guys this. You can take a flight to Puerto Rico, pay about $7,500 US, and pay 4% taxes for the rest of your life. Most people won't even do it. They'll just go and pay more taxes this year than what I just said. And they'll do it every year. And meanwhile, this is what the psychos do. And I don't mean cycles. I mean psychos. And I mean all the government officials, everybody that's in their little group. Well, guess what? They can't have something that we can't have. And I cracked the coconut. I cracked the code. A person can fly to Puerto Rico and in 2 hours set up a bank account and be all set up, okay, to never pay more. But do people do it? No. Well, that's so nice. Isn't that nice? What about this? To get up in the morning and put that slight smile on, connect to your breath, and see the way the day goes, and just say, I leave it in your hands, God, okay? Because this is what I would like, but if you can come up with something better, I'll take it. And I promise that when I hit a bump in the road, I'll slow down. When I need to do a quick right-hand turn, and I've decided I was going to go this direction, but in my gut instinct is your spirit. Does anybody get that? Does anybody get that the gut instinct is actually your good bacteria, which you're trying to knock off with the bacterial soap? Oh, it's free. Every store I go in, I got to get me some. You know, it's just never ending. And then how many people here still eat animal products and they're not free range and organic? Then you're doing antibiotics every day.
And if you're eating grain that's not organic.
Yeah, and if you're eating grain, it's not organic, and it's also GMO'd, and it's also got glyphosate and all this stuff. And understand something, the job of these psychos, remember the pyramid? Well, they're only at the very top, the very tip, and it's only these knit families. How many people know that the Queen of England is related to the Rothschilds? The Rothschilds are related to the Rockefellers. Do you want me to keep going? Do you want to know there was only one president in the whole of the United States that was not related? So you need to understand this. They have no power over you. They have no power over you. Oh, they do, because you walk unconsciously through your day. Remember something, your subconscious, okay, you need to get this. Because tonight we're going to do a whole bunch of non-surgical, and we're going to go around, and we're going to ask if you know, do you know who you are? Do you know why you're here? And do you know what you want? Well, let's really find out if that's really true, because people have never even thought about that. Okay? They haven't even thought about that. How many people know, and I'm going to do it in a nutshell. You got your brain, gray matter. Your brain is only a chemist and a computer. 90% of that brain is your subconscious. And guess what? I did not like my subconscious, because your subconscious runs 95 to 98% of your day. How many people can heal and only be in the present moment 2%? None. How many people can heal from an autoimmune disease or a chronic disease and be in the present moment only 5% of the day? None. So guess what? You're either going to crack your coconut and you are going to put in dominant, prominent beliefs that, guess what? You are a genius. You are self-healing. You are abundant. You are intelligent. And you will have everything that you want on this planet without stealing or taking from anyone, because there's always been enough. And you will mind your own business. You will not watch the news. You will not talk about the news. You don't care about the war. And understand, the big war that's going on right now, I can't name names or we're going to get shut down. It was only created so that they would destroy that country, so that they could take the banking from that country and then go in and give that country the largest debt, so that they will be saddled forever with this. Remember the pyramid? The very little tip of the pyramid? Well, they control everything. And they're going to continually control everything until you don't think so, you know so. And until you know so, okay, until you are not fearful anymore. Do you ever notice how I talk? I don't talk like this because I want to go to battle. I don't talk like this because I'm going to start a fight. I talk like this because it's my God-given right, and you don't get it. I don't care if you go to church. You're so fearful. Most people who go to church are fearful, but I got faith. Faith in what? That God's going to heal you? God's not going to heal you. It's guess what? It's teamwork. Do you know how many people come to me and it goes, it's in Jesus' hands, it's in God's hands? And I just go, oh God, we got trouble here. All right? At least tell me that Jesus has your back, but you're going to take massive personal action and learn how to unconditionally love yourself and care for yourself from the moment you rise until you close your eyes. Or I don't want you coming to my clinic, because you can say what you want, but I am never going to do anything for money. Nothing for money. But I need to make money because we have the largest library, healing library, caring library in the world. Did you know that? And it's free. And it's called bhnlibrary.com, braveheartnationlibrary.com. And you better get that. The only reason why I can give everything that I give is because I'm everything. And then people are going, oh, he's going to get his. God's everything. Well, I'm only everything because God is everything. Do you understand? I take responsibility for every breath I take. I take responsibility for my whole day. And you need to understand that. You cannot sit back anymore. None of you need to have not energy. None of you need to have any disease. Because you need to understand, if you were to take like our whole life coach course or take our BraveHeart Health and Healing Circle, okay, I'm going to tell you right now, your life would change. But will you sign up for it? No, because you're not worth a nickel 95. Do you know what that adds up to? $1. Most of you would give your life for your family, your friends, your children, but you wouldn't do it for yourself. You won't take massive action. You won't spend money on yourself. You won't invest into yourself. Why? Because everybody will say you're selfish. You know what? We need to spend money over here. We need to spend money over there. I pour money into this temple. I am constantly learning. You will see that if you follow me, you're going to go, wow, he's got so much information. Well, I learn from people that are smarter than me about different topics so that I can bring you more information and amalgamate it into what I know. That's how that works. Let me just ask you a question. What are you going to do when you go home tonight? What are you going to do tomorrow night? What are you going to do the next night? You know, a lot of people have hobbies and meanwhile they're sick. They've got an autoimmune disease. How many people know that right now we're talking about 90 to 92% of the population has an autoimmune disease? Yeah, you didn't know that, did you? You didn't know that 40% of children now have an autoimmune disease? You didn't know that 1 out of 4 children or 2 out of 4 children are obese right now? So understand the harvest is here and it's going to happen. And these cycles could back right off, but that's not their job. They signed a pact that they would harvest humans, that they would calcify our pineal gland so that we can't think properly. That they, I mean, seriously, guys, guess what? We just can't figure out how to get the chlorine and fluoride out of the drinking water or the shower. I just can't figure it out. You know, we can't figure out on how to stop the glyphosate. Understand, all of this is to end your life, but not until you're 50. Okay? Because they want you to believe that you have to work hard and get a job. And I have never, you know, when I went to get a job, I got fired within the first day. So I know that I was always some kind of enlightened being. Every time that I did something that I enjoyed, I never got fired. And guess what? Every time that was something was because I was doing it for me. I work for no one. But I want to serve the whole world. And understand, you can believe me or not believe me, but guess what? You know how you get off the hook here? You unconditionally love everyone, even those people that are trying to kill you. You don't focus on the people that are trying to kill you because it takes a lot of work to love these guys and girls. So what you do is you focus on the people that vibrate with you, and you keep your mind over here because you never focus where you might fall into dislike or hatred. And understand something. Don't let me ever hear the word hate come out of your mouth again. I hate broccoli. Really? What did it do to you? Did it beat you up when you were sleeping? Or one day you were walking through the garden and it attacked you? Why do you hate anything? The word has to leave. And why would you talk about something you don't like? If somebody says, hey, we're going to make broccoli, say, oh, that's great. When it goes around, you just don't have to put it on your plate. Why do you have to voice that you hate broccoli? You think I'm kidding? Watch how you are programmed to hate. Oh, I hate Daryl's shoes. Really? You know what? I have to feed your hate belief. Because you got to hate something. I hate blacks. I hate East Indians. Don't you? Can't stand them. Are you like out of your skull? Hate who? Hate what? Let everybody move anywhere they want to move. Understand something. They're not taking anybody's jobs. Understand something. We were created by God Almighty. Where's your imagination? That kind of went out the door a long time ago, didn't it? It went out the door after kindergarten, didn't it? Well, I have the greatest imagination, and whatever I want, I imagine, I'm going to have because I know I deserve it. And how many times do you say, oh, I really wish I could have this, but then you go, well, I'm too stupid. Or guess what? I'm a sinner, so I'm not going to get it. You think I'm kidding? And then you got to watch people that are bouncing their knees up and down because they're going to have a nervous system disorder. And that's a person that lives with anxiety 24/7. No, see, you can't stop now. It's okay. It's only the people in the room know who's doing it. So don't worry. You're not on camera. But the reality is, guess what? I'm going to tell you something. Take a look at everyone that bounces their knees and they have an anxiety disorder and you don't want to be with them, whether it's one knee or it's another knee. Okay? And understand, I've got relatives that bounce their knees I've known them all my life. And guess what? They have nervous system disorders now. It's not in the knee anymore. It's in their hand. It's in their speech. Is that what you want? So stop running, okay? And just relax. Nobody's going to attack you. So this is what they've done to us. This is what they've done to us. Most of you are sitting here, but you're still in fight or flight. Okay, we just got kicked off of TikTok. So that was good. We lasted, oh wait, no we didn't. We, live access removed. I got kicked off of Instagram. Is that Instagram?
No, I think that one was TikTok.
This one's TikTok?
This one's Instagram.
Oh yeah. So anyways, I'm gone for a week now. So that was fun. But guess what? I'm not going to stop talking the way I talk. So tomorrow we won't have TikTok, but we'll have this. The reality is this. TikTok, take a walk. Okay? The reality is this. Nobody's going to tell me, okay, how to live. So we'll be back on TikTok in 7 days from now, from the very moment, because I need to be punished. Now, what did I say? Let me see. What did you think I said?
I'm not.
What didn't I say?
What you're allowed to say on the other platforms.
Yeah. Well, let's see if we can knock the other platforms off before the end of the night. Okay. All right. And really, I'm serious. It really doesn't matter because the truth is going to get out. Now, did I tell any lies so far? No. So the reality is that I want you to understand that TikTok says you behave and you talk like we want you to talk. I'm not going to. And then I'll have a lot of people on here too that have never heard me or seen me before, and they're going to go, he's outrageous. Let's turn this guy off. Okay, he's dangerous. Now, what's the only thing I tried to sell you tonight? Freedom. Love. To love yourself, care for yourself. That's all I tried to sell you. Now, it's going to come up against your beliefs, right? Who does he think he is? Okay? He's going to get his. Oh, if he doesn't get his now, he'll get his later. And talking about that, let's just talk about this. How many people here believe that if you suffer today, you'll get to go to heaven tomorrow? Or maybe in a year or two? Or maybe in 10 years or 20 years or 30 years? Heaven is right now. Okay? Understand something. If you want to control the whole world, fill them full of guilt and give them all kinds of rules that they cannot abide by. My father was a born again pastor, and you know what? He could never tell me how good I needed to be to get into heaven. How do you like to live like that? Okay? How would you like to live like that? Okay? Don't you love that one? And that's been going on for centuries. And then we came out with the other one. What was the other one? What's his name now? Let me think about it here. Where we came from apes. Where was that one? Darwin. So anyways, it's been a long day. So Darwin teaches us that it's all about competition, not coming together. Am I right or wrong? It's who's going to be the king of the jungle? Who's going to take over the other person? Well, I am not going to compete with anybody. If anything, I'll compete with myself to see if I can hold the unconditional love, and that my mind can never stop expanding, and the sky is not the limit. Your beliefs are the limit. How's that? What do you think of that?
Our beliefs are already the limit.
You're limited by your beliefs, okay? You're limited by your beliefs. And understand that. Why do you think that couples come together and they no longer are in love with each other? It's because they are no longer in love with the other one's beliefs because somebody's beliefs changed in the relationship. You never heard of this one? You've changed. Yeah, I guess I have. I had to change. I was dying. So you need to understand something. If you're not going to be changing by 1% every day, then you're not even in the game here. You're not even in, you haven't even started the game. You're not even in the game. And understand, please, no, I make no offense to anyone, but only 1 out of 1,000 people will actually play the game down here. Okay? If you understood the rules, you know, all life would change for you in an instant, but you can't do it because you don't even know, in your subconscious, you are running beliefs that you were given from the time you're in your womb, which is, for most, it's a tomb, because you ever see, does everybody know how many women are dropping their babies? How many women are having pregnancy complications because they're being poisoned and they're poisoning themselves? Yes or no? That's the truth. We're coming out what's called the pain-free pregnancy. And that is a course that is actually, it's a masterclass where people will actually come to people like Alicia, and they will learn how to do non-surgical. The partner will learn how to do non-surgical on the partner that is pregnant or even before pregnancy. You do know that you can deliver a baby in 20 minutes. Every woman in the world could. But because of constipation, which she's not constipated, because her bowels move like everyone else's. If you're stiff, if you didn't have scar tissue in your abdomen, didn't have scar tissue in your hips, and if you didn't have fear, your vaginal canal wouldn't be as shut up like a clam. Understand something. Medical doctors are great for emergency care, but they create fear every day with everyone that comes to see them, yes or no? Yeah. They're drug dealers, yes or no? Yeah. Mm-hmm. They're the 3rd leading cause of death in North America, yes or no? Mm-hmm. Yes, they are. And I'm not trying to put them down, but they should stick to emergency care and not daily care, because if you use them for daily care, you are the emergency. But understand this, I'm not picking on people, because the majority of the population will go for drugs, okay? Me, myself, if I was into drugs, I'd rather go for the ones that they don't have. Because, you know, like magic mushrooms, I would go for. I'd go for CBD oil. I'd be going for things that nature makes. But no, we got to go for the man-made stuff, which is synthetic chemicals made out of petroleum. Do you get that? So nature makes drugs, but it's plant life. Then we go to doctors and they make drugs and it's made out of toxic chemicals. That's really cool. Did nobody notice when you watch TV? Oh yeah, that's right. Nobody here watches TV. I got it. Okay. But if you did watch TV, it would be 10 minutes of symptoms and then this might get rid of your headache. But no, but then guess what? The next time that you have a headache, you don't remember the symptoms. You just know you want relief. But you'll never get relief until you find your authentic self.
Absolutely. I was like, we know we need to take our car in to, you know, change the oil filter and do maintenance on this machinery. Well, what about the machinery of your body? And, you know, checking the filter, the liver, doing the ultimate liver flush. You know, what is that? Right? And these ways that we can take out the garbage that our body accumulates, not just through the physical world, but through our emotions. It acidifies our body terrain. So if we're learning those tools and strategies, we can significantly improve the expression of our overall health and just how vital we are. It's
absolutely,
yeah, life-changing.
Who's got questions? Would you like to come here? And can we put a chair right here so he can ask it loud enough that we don't have to repeat it? Or put it right there? Yeah, maybe we can get a chair right here beside me, and he won't be on, but he'll be loud enough that we won't have to repeat. Okay, come sit right beside me.
Okay, Puerto Rico versus Mexico for citizenship and taxes.
Oh wow. Hold on a minute here. Holy moly. Okay, what's your
Devin.
Are you like a government spy?
No, I'm just as awake as
No,
you.
I know. I'm just kidding. I'm ready, but I just didn't expect it. Okay, go ahead.
Because I've been looking at, going somewhere that is...
Okay, first of all, let's take a look at everything. So I will be totally honest with you, okay? Sure. All right? And I always will be honest. The reality is that you can get residency in Puerto Rico, and you could get residency in Mexico. Now, if you go to Mexico, I wouldn't worry about getting the residency so much because it's a lot cheaper to just go and cross the border. Not even to go up into the States, but go down. Do you understand? And all you got to do is go for 2 days. It's inexpensive. And believe it or not, Does anybody know this? They don't regulate very well. You know, I know people have been there for 2 years and never left, don't have residency, and they're just fine. The reality is that then what happens is I know people there, and then they'll take you in, and then they'll go, you're bad, okay? So now it's going to cost you this much, and then we'll extend it, and they'll extend it for you like 2 years. Do you know what I mean? You can do it that way. So, but the reality is that in Mexico, there's hardly any GMO foods, like there is no GMO foods. Organic, they don't talk about organic because it's all organic because nobody can afford the poisons. Okay, so that's the truth. The reality, right off the bat, I would move to Mexico if I was retiring. If I was gonna open up a business, I would rather see somebody come in through the back door of Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is a territory. Puerto Rico is a territory, but it's part of the United States. United States disrespects Puerto Rico. Okay, in Puerto Rico, they only have 11% of their food grown. The rest has to be shipped in. When I move to Puerto Rico, I'll have my own garden, and we're going to be trying to teach the rest of the island how to start gardening, and we're doing a whole bunch of stuff. Permaculture, bees, the whole thing. The reality is, if you went to Mexico, would you be working? And would you be working online or trying to open a business down there?
Online.
Oh, well, then you're good. You can move to Mexico. Don't even say a word to anyone. Just go down there and just work online, and that's it. And I would move to Mexico before Puerto Rico, okay? And the reality is that, like I said, it's going to cost you more for your residency there, but it can be done. And
a lot of benefits to Mexico.
No, there's a lot of benefits because the reality is they don't have 5G, okay? The reality is that, well, I'm just going to tell you, I will always live on the ocean. I'm going to tell you, this traveling thing, I would go swimming. Okay, first of all, I would go swimming pretty well 6 days a week for about an hour in the ocean. I would go for an unbelievable, really great massage for $15 US. Okay, you gotta love that. I'm going to tell you that the food prices haven't gone up in Mexico, but they've gone up about 40% here in Canada since the last time I was here. So understand that. You may not notice it, but if you were to take it back 3 years, you'd see it. So, and the food prices are going to go up in the States. They haven't gone up in Mexico. So if you're making good money, you go down there. And you can talk to me privately, not privately like we don't want to talk here. That's not what I'm talking about, but I can get you connected with whatever you need to do or what you want. And Mexico's the place for you, okay? And it's more relaxed. It's more kickback. And if you work online, that's where I would go. And it's a beautiful thing. And the whole cartel thing is BS, okay? The cartel thing is BS, all right? We had never had any problems with the cartel. We weren't into drugs and we weren't into alcohol, so they don't, guys, please. And most people get into trouble with the cartel. You never hear the rest of the story. United States and Canada will blow it up because they don't want you down there. Did you get that yet? Hey, just as you could get robbed here, you could get robbed in Mexico. Did we have one person get robbed, one person with a problem in the whole almost 2 years we were there? Nothing. And guess what? I had in the 2 years we were there, we had about in between 2,500 and 3,000 people fly from around the world to come there for therapy, come there for training, and we had no problems. So understand that. So that's a bunch of BS. So let's just cut the crap. Your government lies to you. They don't want you to leave. They don't want you to know. Because you can go down there and let's say, oh, I'm on a pension. Well, guess what? You can get an apartment in a Mexican community that's nice for $250 a month, US. Okay, you can eat like a king, okay, for $50 a week. You still can do that. If you go out to eat, like even when we go out to eat, hey honey, were the meals inexpensive, weren't they? Yeah, and the food is unbelievable. And, after a while, you get to know the restaurants, okay? So it's really cool. Now, Puerto Rico is the place for us. And there's so many reasons why, okay? Because the government is totally behind us. We've had meetings with the financial minister, the justice minister, the agricultural minister, the tourism minister, and they all want us there. And they're doing things to want us there, right? And then I've got Canada, which I used to live in, okay, which, the government here is trying to make me the #1 serial killer, right? So, but guess what? Take a look at your government. I mean, that's kind of obvious, okay? All right? So they're going to keep on coming after me, right? And even when I'm not here, because we got to make sure, right?
If you teach self-love, you're dangerous.
Yeah, if you teach self-love, and also if you give money-back guarantees, and if you teach people how to totally walk away from things, right? Listen, I'm not trying to disrespect the medical system or Big Pharma. There's, the majority of the population is always going to do that. But Jesus, can't we just tell people that they have a choice? Can't we tell people that, what? Does everybody know that every drug you buy from Big Pharma, your brain makes the natural drug, chemical hormone to heal you? But guess what? You can't love yourself enough and get out of the fear zone and feel patient and comfortable and go, I love you. I am going to be very patient with you, Daryl. I am going to let you off the hook for everything you've ever did or anything you're ever going to do. And if you actually think there's a guy up in the sky with a gray beard, okay, all right, that's judging you for things you've done or things you're going to do, well, that's up to you. You go ahead and do that. If I did that, I wouldn't be here tonight. I wouldn't be able to do the things I do. You know what? The things I learned from my father, who loved me dearly, he shackled me. I by the time I was 12 years old, okay, I just wanted to come up against everything. Shot windows out. I could tell you things I did. Steal from people. I just thought, if I'm going to hell, I'm going to hell properly. And I was at 12 years old, okay? I was called the wild one. Settle down. Okay. What else would you like to know?
I'll let other people ask questions if they've got any for now.
Yeah, but I really, if you want later, just call me if you want, and I can help you out with a lot of things that we won't be talking about here.
Cool.
All right? And I mean it. Okay? We'll put a red carpet for you, buddy. Okay? What's your name?
Dad.
We'll do that. It's done. So understand that. We live down there. We went through the gauntlet. We understand it. And just know this. Mexico's not after you. Mexico leaves you alone. Mexico appreciates you coming. And guess what? Biden and Trudeau went down there to pressure Mexico not to let you in. That's all. And they keep on trying to twist them. That's it. Next question. Yes.
I get 2 questions.
Can you come and sit beside me and hold my hand? Yeah.
I am Jesse.
Hi, Jesse.
Curious to get 2 questions. Where are you from in Canada? Or where were you born? And
I was born in Stratford, Ontario, and I didn't live there long. And I pretty well lived everywhere. My mother was from Newfoundland. I lived there. I lived in Nova Scotia. I lived in Quebec. I lived in British Columbia. I lived in Ontario. And now I've run out of places, so now I won't live here anymore.
all right.
Yeah.
My next question is, thank you, by the way.
Yeah.
My next question is, I was curious about your shoes. I said to my wife on the way in, I like that you've removed the laces, because to me, it thought if you needed to ground, if you needed to stick your feet in the grass, that would be a good way to do it. They're like slip-ons.
Okay, I'm going to tell you something, and this is the God's truth. I was just being nice tonight. You can ask Lori. I never wear shoes. And when I go to a grocery store in Canada, when I go anywhere in Canada, I hope you know, guys, I've got what's called, we've got real reels, and it's in a guide, and it's in my library, and I'm putting all the videos in there that are like only a couple minutes long that you go, whoa, really, whoa. Like you can actually charge your phone from a tree. You can actually charge your phone from the ground. There's a video in there showing a guy, and he's got his shoes on, okay? And he goes and he tests himself, okay? Yeah, with the electrometer. Nope. And then he goes and tests himself after he puts his feet on, and it's not 0, and it comes right up, and it's actually charging his body. So the earth is charging your body. And understand, everybody here, why don't you go and check your shoes out because your shoes are not made out of leather. They're made out of petroleum, because the Rockefellers made sure that there's going to be petroleum in your shoes. Unless you have a company saying, we have all leather, natural shoes, they're not, okay? Because these guys they'll get into anything. So just know this, anything that is amazing, they will buy. They'll give the person a super deal, buy it, and poison it. Okay? They don't want you grounded. They don't want you awake. They don't want you in the conscious moment. They need you in the conscious moment, 2 to 5%. That's how they pull your pants down, take your diaper off, and put it on your face. And they're going to do it again this winter. What's your other question?
Those are my 2 questions.
Okay, so what are you still doing here? Want to hold my hand again? Okay, all right. Thank you. Thank you, man. All right, next. If anybody has a question on TikTok's gone. That's right. If anybody has a question on Facebook, then please just type it in here. And yeah.
I'll watch for it.
Yeah.
Hey, Daryl, my name's Derek.
How you doing, Derek?
We met earlier.
Okay.
I'm wondering how we can tap into our subconscious to use more of our brain.
That's connecting to your breath. How do you tap into your subconscious guess what? 6 seconds in, 7 seconds out, do it, and put a slight smile on your face and keep it there. And that slight smile is not for you because you're scared and you're trying to get through the gauntlet. That smile is because you love yourself so much. You know what? Let me tell you something. When you go to the bathroom from now on, you're not going to leave the bathroom unless you look in the mirror and say, Derek, I love you. And that's not me saying it to you, dude. That's you saying it. Okay, but I do love you. Okay, so you're going to look in the mirror and you're going to go, Derek, I love you. I honor you. I will respect you first and foremost before anyone else or anything else. So help me God. And that means that you are going to put yourself first before that woman. And if you put yourself first before that woman, you will be strong and she will feel protected. If you put her first and you use her to fill up your heart, and without you I would die, okay? Then guess what? That is not a relationship. The most important relationship that she'll have is with herself. And guess what? You guys haven't done it yet. So that you're not even close, okay? You're not even close. You haven't even sniffed it. And I'm not trying to pick on you, but you haven't. And you can tell when people have. And understand something, remember something, almost not one couple on this planet loves themselves unconditionally before any marriage or getting together with anyone else. We use other people to fill up our broken heart. Why is heart disease the main killer, Derek? Because that means that you cannot have heart disease if you love yourself first and foremost. And then everybody's going, well, that's just selfish. Dr. Wolf must forget about Lori and not treat her right. I don't forget about anyone. And understand, if I fill up my heart, I don't need you to love me or cater to me, or you're not going to treat me like a victim, because guess what? You won't get away with it, because people will do it. Oh, you'll be okay, because they're looking for something. I'm not looking for anything from any of you, okay, except for you, okay, to be unconditionally in love with yourself, that you shine that light so that people that are lost can find it, because you're lost until you do that.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're a nice guy. You'll never cause any trouble. But guess what? You'll never live to your full potential.
So how do I live to my full potential then?
Because you don't take yourself serious.
But how do I
You
take
don't
myself
take,
serious?
I'm talking about you. I'm not talking about anybody else in this room. You don't take yourself serious.
How do I start doing that?
Well, I'm going to tell you, but then here comes the sales pitch. Oh, he set us up. You take my whole life coach course. Will he leave taking himself serious? Yep. One time. You come and take my 9-day course, it's over. The rest of your life will be yours. It'll be yours. And you can ask anybody that takes the course. The first day, listen, I give you a money back guarantee if after the first day you go, oh, wow, he's full of shit. I'll give you your money back.
Okay. I like you.
No, but the reality is I want you. Wouldn't it be great if we all came down here and we fulfilled our destiny? what the heck would this world look like? Do you want to know something? 100 billion people can live on this planet, and there's tons of room left over. You guys just believe everything. And then you can say, well, I never believed it. Well, you don't know that 100 billion people could live here? We have 8 billion. 100 billion people can live on, 200 billion can live on this planet for enough food, enough water, enough air. You're so far off the marker, I just don't even know what I can do. It's just like, oh my God. Well, we're at 8 billion, you know, and they say that we don't have enough food or enough water here. Let me tell you something. The water that we drank yesterday is still here. It didn't leave. When I drink this water, it gets recycled and you drink it. And then you drink it. It's so ridiculous. Everything is so ridiculous. And that's why, you know what? I'm going to keep doing this because I will not hang around a bunch of human beings unless I can speak my truth. And the day I cannot speak my truth, Lori and I are off the radar. Hey, honey, we're done. We are not going to live in this world and not speak our truth. So the day that I cannot speak my truth, I am done. I'm done. If I can't be out there roaring and telling people that they stole your destiny. Do you know why people are miserable? Okay, the last 20 years of their life? Because their life was stolen. Because they went and got a job. They didn't find their passion and purpose. They gave it up because mommy and daddy told them to. Because mommy and daddy were morons. They had moronic beliefs. You thought you needed to go to school and get a PhD. So I've got a bunch of doctorates and I could care. I've never hung up a diploma, have I, honey? So yeah, I am Dr. Wolf and I deserved it. I'm a real doctor. And I deserved it. And I don't care about anybody else. What anybody thinks, the government or these medical doctors that say he's not a real doctor. Or somebody comes on here, somebody that's really highly intelligent, that has intelligent beliefs and says, you're not a real doctor. Yeah, well, I'm not a real boy either. So the reality is, you know what? To expect the majority of the population to wake up today is foolish of me. To expect 1 out of 1,000 people to believe my BS is where I stand, and I get it. And understand, this is the greatest adventure in my whole lifetime, meaning millions of years, to be able to come to a planet that's been trying to kill me since I got here. And I'm thriving in this poison. And it doesn't matter how much they poison everything, I will thrive. You will never hear of me having the cold or a flu or being sick. Isn't that something? And then everybody goes, well, he's kind of arrogant, isn't he? No, I'm not. Because guess what? Nobody needs to be sick. You've got sick thoughts. People who are sick have sick thoughts. People that are poor have poverty consciousness. You're only poor because you talk about it. Well, I can't pay the bills. I can't. Well, then you're never going to pay the bills. I can't pay the bills. I can't pay the bills. Why aren't you saying, I am abundant? I am abundant. And then guess what? Take massive personal action, and whatever you love, you become the best at it. And guess what? People will throw money at you. Lori and I, if you don't believe me, I'll bring my accountant on. We have not paid ourselves one check in 10 years, eh, honey? It's all gone into our business. Do you want to come and see my house? I don't own one. Want to come and see my car? I don't have one. But I love my life. Lori has a Jeep, but it's in Mexico, so she doesn't have one. Do you understand? I don't have any agenda. My agenda is the present moment. What if your agenda was just having the best time of your life in the present moment? What do you want to be when you grow up? What do you want to be?
An actor.
An actor. You're an actor right now. And what's he acting like? Not himself. So the first time, if you find yourself, you'll become an actor. You'll become anything you want. My son wanted to be a dancer. And he was told by our relatives and everyone, don't do that, you'll be poor. Okay, I told him, I said, Gerald, you need to find yourself and you will make the money. You will become the best. You got to put 10% more into every dance you do and everything you do. My son is 33 years old. He is a choreographer for for Toronto Ballet. You do know that the Toronto Ballet is one of the top ballets in the world. My son just did a ballet with 110 people, dancers in it. It is the most amazing thing you've ever seen in your life. My son is now in the United States, and my son goes all over the world. Okay? My son was just asked to do a 2-year project for Toronto Ballet at 33 years old. Do you understand? You need to just understand this. You will never open your mouth again and tell anyone you want to be an actor except somebody that loves you and is going to go and get 100% behind what you want. You will never tell anyone that you're going to be an actor that does not believe in you or believes in your dream. And that's where you made your mistake. That's where you had to open up your mouth and talk to the doubters, talk to the non-believers. If you talk to people who have never lived their dream, okay, then they are going to tell you not to do it. You're going to be so disappointed. You're going to be so poor. So why don't you do this? Why don't you take my whole life coach course and then get certified? It's only 9 days, and we can certify you to that. You can do nutritional consultations, you can do emotional consultations, and if you actually put your heart into it in your spare time, okay, you will know more than any medical doctor, and you will know better and leaner, keener than the naturopaths who go to school for 4 years and are all confused. Now, this is why people don't like me.
Because the emotional unlocks what the physical, nutritional part can do.
And you would be great at this, because the problem is not the problem, but the great thing is that you're sensitive and you feel things. But the problem is you get hurt too easy. And the thing is that you suffer for everyone. And you know what? Just get off the cross and stop suffering for everyone and start living your dreams and living your passion.
Okay.
And you're never going to do it. Okay. And you're not going to do it, and you know why?
Why?
Because you've got to go to boot camp. Who's going to crack open your coconut so you can drink the juice and find out what kind of belief systems you have in your subconscious that are ruling, schooling, and fooling you for a lifetime? You don't even know who you are. You haven't got a clue.
I don't know where to start.
I know that. I just, see? Okay, so all you had to do, guess what? I don't have the money and I don't have the time. You know, the course starts on Wednesday, right? A week today. And it's up in Airdrie. Did I say it right?
Airdrie. Air, like the air.
Okay. Okay. Stop laughing at me over there. Lori, you have to go home with me tonight, and I don't like it. You know, so we're on our way down here, and I'm talking to Alicia, and I said, Airdrie, and I didn't say it right, and she goes, whatever she says. You know, just to have to correct me, okay? A speech therapist. What? Airdrie, yeah, okay.
Like a pirate.
Just understand something. 99.9% of the people that you know will never have what they wanted. And you need to understand that you don't need to feel sorry for them. Now, what would happen if you went for what you wanted? What would that do for her? That would make her believe that she can have what she wants. So why don't you not get what you want so that you can show her that she can't have what she wants? So why don't you be the BraveHeart hero of this story? Why don't you not come to my course, but go find one that's going to crack your coconut and go, dude, you are a genius. Okay? You need to do for you, and you need to go for it. And you don't need to ask approval to anyone to pour your heart into something and become the best.
Well, that's something to think about.
Yeah, well, guess what? If you have to think about it, you're never going to do it. I just gave you my best pitch. You should already be signed up. So you know what? He needs the approval of people. Does anybody know that? Okay, guess what? I need nobody's approval. Lori, my partner, does not need my approval for anything. For nothing. Anything that's going to make her happier, anything that's going to make her life better, I am going to rocket ship her there. Is that true, Lori? I don't care. Well, you know, that's going to cost us a lot, Daryl, or that's kind of a risk. Who cares? Let's take it. God knows. We went down and we opened up a major retreat, healing retreat in Ixtapa. We did it. It was amazing. And guess what? Now we're opening up a university in Puerto Rico, and we're opening up a clinic in Puerto Rico. And people go, why did you leave Mexico? Did you run away? Yeah, we ran away for another dream. See, the thing is, what you guys don't get is everybody's scared, so they get stuck. I'm not stuck. You know what? I already had almost $4 million, and then I lost it all, and I was left with $2,200. Was it $2,200, right? $2,200 in my bank account 15 years ago. And I started all over. I had to lose everything to become everything. I don't need mankind, because mankind's not kind. I don't need man to back me up, because man doesn't back you up. Man will tear you down. Okay? I need to connect to source and know that I'm on my own on this, and I don't need anybody. Okay? But do I want to help everyone? I'll help everyone that wants to help. Because understand something. There's never a greater gift than giving. So find your passion, find your purpose, and then give with all your heart, and understand you don't need approval from anyone. And when you say something and 99 out of 100 people go, I wouldn't do that, then you go, that's why I'm doing it. That's why I'm doing it. Alicia?
Yeah. Well, I was thinking about when you were saying doctor, but the true meaning of the word doctor is derived from the Latin word docere, which means to teach. So to be a teacher of natural health and just how to...
Yeah.
Go ahead if you want.
Mark here, well, whatever, close enough. Mark, you remind me of a cult leader in your manner. That's right. When we go to give people back their sovereignty, when we tell people they need to find their passion, their purpose, and their gift, did I tell you to give me your house, your money? Did I tell you to come and join me? No, I said, if I'm not the right course, go find another course. Mark, go watch Netflix. Okay, because you just said a really moronic thing, dude. Okay, and I'm just telling you right now that if you found any cult thing in this, you just don't know what to say, so you just say anything. And that's what people do. People just say anything. So Mark, I don't care if he gets into a rant right now. Let's see if he does it. Rant, go ahead, Mark. Go for it. Go for it. You got this. Understand, okay? Cult my butt, will you? I'll tell you what a cult is. The pyramid at the top is a cult. And they are cultivating humans every day.
This is totally a cult. Totally. Because all we keep doing is trying to help heal more people.
Yeah. Yeah. Trying to help heal people is a cult.
I like this cult.
Well, you know what? I don't care if people like me, if they hate me, or they love me. Do you know what? We love them anyway. And understand something. If I was a cult, then I should have some place where everybody can come and live and we'll all be together.
Still owns nothing.
No, I want you all to stay in your own home and find yourself, your authentic self. Our job is to crack your coconut and set you free. And then instead of being a turkey, like Mark, that was a turkey thing to say, okay? And guess what? I want you to spread your wings, and when there's chaos down here on the planet, you spread your wings and you fly above the chaos. Do you know what that means? You don't buy into the BS.
First, love yourself.
Yeah. Do you know how many times most of you have died in here? Stop dying. That's how they win. You know what? Let's see what else we got.
There's one goes, how old are you? Your skin looks great. Looks so smooth and young.
Oh, guess what? Okay. Who? Your skin, not mine.
You're the one talking, not me.
Okay, well, how old are you?
I am 34 years young.
Okay, and I will be 67 years old in 6 weeks. Okay? And I'm only getting started. And understand that. Let me tell you something. My last breath will be loving everybody on this planet and wishing them the best. You don't, Mark, what do you think? I want people to come and live with me? Give me their money? No. Understand something, Mark. Let's make this really clear because I'm tired of people like this. Do I give more than I take? Do I?
Yeah.
Yeah. You've never met a guy like me before. I give way more. Anybody that takes my course, anybody that wants to go forward, I've got a free library. I do free masterclasses, Q&As every week. We are building guides. We build brochures. Do you guys get free SEO training, how to build your business?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you understand? So, Mark, you don't know what you're talking about, buddy. So get your head out of your butt, okay? Understand, I can talk like this because understand this. Maybe if Mark wakes up, okay, and he starts focusing on what he wants, okay, instead of going out and trying to find out how he can pick on people. And that's what people do. Do people pick on people? Tell me that your family doesn't pick on you. Tell me that your partner doesn't pick on you. And that's what people do. They pick on, you know what people do? They pick on people because they don't know themselves, right? I get it. You're frustrated. You have anxiety because you haven't found your authentic self. So then somebody comes around and says, you should try to find your authentic self, and now we're joining a cult.
It's all perception.
Yeah, it is.
It's all
Okay.
perception.
Okay. So I'm not putting up with anything anymore. Understand that. I'm not going to get angry, but I'm not putting up with these people. And when they say things on here, they like to get things going and get everybody doubting. So I just come right back on top, right? Okay. The Marks will leave. They'll float down the river like a turd. Oh, there goes Mark. Because Mark's trying to create a stink, and it's not going to work. You know, Mark, just know this, okay? All right. So just know this. The Canadian government spent $250,000 and got Marketplace to come after me to hope to destroy me. That didn't work. So you're going to have to spend a lot more money, Mark. Okay? You need to get this, guys.
Tracy commented, she said, these courses have been the best thing I ever did, and investing in myself. Finally, me.
Yeah. You know what? We're going to have a majority of the population trying to stop the minority from rising. And that's because they're jealous. They're envious, and they don't have the balls or the ovaries to move forward.
Too focused on the false evidence that appears real.
That's right. And it's not their fault, and God loved them anyway, but we're not going to put up with their nonsense because people like Mark aren't going to be able to spread the poison freely anymore because we're not putting up with it. Because you know what everybody says? Majority rules. Well, the majority are fools right now, yes or no? And the reality is love them anyways, but the God truth is majority does not rule Daryl. So you can forget that. Oh, yes, it does. The majority rules most of the people in this room. And they're going to keep ruling them. And guess what? The majority will always be harvested. The majority will always do the drugs. The majority will always do the surgery. The majority will always be telling people how to live, and they never started living in the first place. And that is the God's truth. And if people don't want to hear this, they need to get off my platform or find the door. Because I'm here for the people that want more. Not the people that are going to go, who does he think he is? Telling me that I haven't reached my potential. God, I haven't reached mine. I probably have reached 1%, maybe 1% of 1% of my potential. And that's how I live every morning. And you can ask Lori. Every day we say, what can we do that nobody else will do? What will we do? Because nothing scares us. We're not going to do stupid things like jump off a cliff or go to the casino, but we are going to roll the dice of life and come up against the majority of the population because we know that that's not where we should go.
And then Mary Jane Robinson asked suggestions for macular degeneration.
Yeah, I can tell you right now, that problem there is eye problem, and she's got way too much anxiety, way too much inflammatory foods, and way too much blue light in her life. How many people know that blue light right now is a lot more dangerous than the 5G because we don't have the 5G. Everybody look at your phones, and you'll find only one little bar on there when there should be three, right? Well, the reason why is because Elon Musk has only put up, 10,000. He needs to put up 42,000 satellites. And because Elon's not your friend, so get over it. Okay? And then he's going to put up hundreds of thousands of 5G terminals down here. And you will know, because all the people that did this, soon as they have that everywhere, that turns that on. And guess what? You will know because they will be dropping. Okay? Because they are hooked up. That's the radio frequency of that. I don't want to get into that, but I'm just telling you right now, blue light poisoning is causing all the eye damage. Okay, why don't you just take it back, everyone? Take it back. When I was 12 years old, we hardly heard of anyone with any eye damage where their eyes were blowing up, falling apart, cataracts, glaucoma, okay, detached retina, floaters in the eye, red eye, burning eye. Are we done yet? You see these lights in here? Blue light. You see these phones? Blue light. You see your TV? Blue light. Okay? Okay?
It's in your car now.
It's in your car. It's everywhere. They're blue lighting you. How many people know that we could have actually put scalar and Tesla lighting and frequencies in everything, and that would be healing all the humans? I mean, are you guys still sitting around waiting to be saved? Don't you know that the keys to the city were given to these psychos, and God's not intervening? God's sitting back and saying, are you going to wake the hell up? I'm not going to do any more for you. I gave you a beautiful planet. I gave you a spirit that you need to feed. Okay, there's all this beautiful food down there. Look at the crap you have. Every one of you have addictions. Every one of you. So I don't even want to hear about it. You're all addicted. Okay, and guess what? If I go through the cupboards of it, oh no, I eat a really good diet. I eat a really good diet. Yeah, I bet you do. I eat a really good diet. Yeah, compared to Martha, who's 30, 40, 50, 60 pounds overweight, and she's got an autoimmune disease. I already told you, 92% of the population has an autoimmune disease, which means that, guess what? The body's attacking itself, but first you were doing it on an emotional level. And you're attacking yourself because they made you feel like a sinner, a failure. They actually created the major belief systems in you is that you don't deserve to be loved. You don't deserve to be forgiven. And understand something, guys. You never have to say to me, Daryl, please forgive me for what I did. Because guess what? I'm never going to judge you. Why would you want forgiveness? And if you actually think that that which created the universe is going around judging you, holy crap, then I can't even help you. I can't even help you. The reality is this, to come down on this planet, damn it, and your parents are already toxic. Were your parents toxic? Your parents did not love themselves, so they didn't know how to love each other. Your parents didn't know how to feed you properly. They didn't know how to treat you properly. Yes or no? Don't lie to me. Okay? So the reality is what? They should be punished and guilted? No. Your parents did the best they could with toxic strategies from these psychos. And understand this. You ready for this? We're not going to be saved. That's what created the whole universe. Understand, planet Earth is not even one grain of sand on the beach. You've been given everything that you need to be a genuine healer for yourself, genius for yourself, lover for yourself. Listen, until you totally unconditionally love yourself, you've never loved anyone else properly. You sucked off of them like they're some large nipple because you had to. And that's the deal. And I'm not upset. I'm not trying to be here to beat anyone up. You know what? Guess what? Hi, everybody. We've come together tonight to learn about food combining. Now, food combining means that you don't mix a protein with... Are we out of our skulls? You can get that off of my library. If you want that, then you go and talk to the other 999 practitioners out of 1,000. Don't come on my platform. Don't come to my lectures. I'm here for the 1 out of 10,000 that says, I want it all. Okay? And understand something. If I was after money, I'd be after the herd, wouldn't I? And I'd be kissing their butt. I would be stroking their victimization and go, just give me your money and I'll treat you every week. You just keep on coming. And guess what? I will never train you how to look after yourself. I'll just keep on adjusting you. I'll just keep on poking you. I'll keep on massaging you. I'll just keep on telling you and just turning the burner down a little bit to satisfy you.
Growth occurs when you move out of your comfort zone.
Please. And when guess what? When you come to me,
there's no comfort zone.
yeah, then you've got to jump into the cult right away or we won't accept you.
You got to jump into growth.
Yeah, you know what? You missed the Kool-Aid? Oh, that gets served at the end. Okay, all right. Are we having fun? Do you like it?
I do.
Are you being entertained? That's all that counts. If you're having fun, you're being entertained, and guess what? There'll be 1 or 2 people out of this group tonight that are actually going to wake up tomorrow morning and go, holy shit. I am more. I am abundant. I am love. I am the hero of my story. Alicia?
The limit is truly where you set it for yourself. So when you decide that you're worth it because you are, and you make that decision, then you start looking at the massive personal action steps to take and the strategies that fulfill your innermost desires, which is your spirit telling you what you're here to do. But when we start overthinking it and going, oh, well, I can't do that, or you tell somebody and they go, oh, well, you can't do that, they're voicing your fears.
If
right?
you spend 1 second talking to me about how we have to fix politics or the medical system, you need to bring a barf bucket with you. Both of these things are not broken. They were built to do exactly what they're doing. Wake the heck up and mind your own business and live your life and love your life and smile and hug each other and love each other and get to the point that you never have to forgive each other.
Where you can see all the things that are right and you let go of the training of noticing everything that's wrong or could go wrong, because we've been trained for that. And it's really making that conscious shift, and we can all do it.
I love
That's
this.
the beautiful thing.
I love this adventure, and if I didn't love this adventure, I wouldn't love you. When you don't love your adventure, you don't love anyone, and your family gets abused by you. You get abused by you, and don't tell me you don't. And you know I'm right. You may not like my conversation, but you know I'm right. And I don't want to be right. I want you to be happy. That's all I want you to be. Never come to me, never spend a nickel, but dive into my library and watch every video and learn how to do all of these massive take action steps. Guess what? I'm not going to let him suck me in and take my money. I'm going to go into his library and take everything in there. And if you did, you'd be smarter than any other natural health practitioner or doctor you went to.
I started there. I started there.
That's right.
And then I was like, I need to do that.
She's still trying to get away with not giving me any money. And I'm catching on. God, she didn't even have Wi-Fi when I got here tonight.
Well over
It was
his
a
data
test.
plan now.
Yeah. No, we got Wi-Fi.
You know what I think we should do? We should take a 5-minute break. We're going to end here, and then we're going to come back on, everyone. So those of you that want to come back on, you can come back on. And what we're going to do is we're going to maybe work on a couple of people. Did we bring a massage chair?
I have one, I can bring it in. I got lost.
Well, we can work on the floor. You didn't get lost anything. It's all good. Okay? It's good. All right? So let's take a 5-minute break because my knees are crossed for a reason. And then let's come back, okay? And then we're going to do some non-surgical, and we're going to do some cell-sonic. We're going to talk about some products. Okay? All right? Because it's already 8:32. Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Okay? Thanks for joining us, everyone. If you can't join us and you've got to get to Netflix, I get it. But if you can come back, I guarantee that it'll be worth it. God bless everyone.